Good evening, everyone. Welcome. This is Pamela Marie Edmunds, and this is the Pet Detectives Radio Show. And what are the Pet Detectives Radio Show? What are we all about? Well, take me a minute to explain. Obviously, we're involved with animals and pets. And I'll talk about me first. I have discovered that not only do the pets come to me on the other side and communicate to me, they've been doing that for a long time, but they've usually been part of a team. Usually they're coming in with grandma or they're coming in with mom, and they're in they're part of the evidence. Yet what I want to say is, since I had a beloved earth angel dog, and I believe there's a video of him already, and for anybody who wants to catch up and look at some of the videos, Edmunds. Earth Angel is a small dog, pounds, about 14 years, and we really had quite a bond. I did some traveling at the time, lived in an RV, just him and I, and it was quite a powerful time. I did healing work with other people, and he would show up and curl up with them. Well, he passed. Sadly, I had to put him away just a little over 4 years ago, since I have arrived in Arizona. I'm in Sedona, Arizona. And through my process of, I'm going to say, letting him go and moving through the grief, because even though we know where they've gone, we understand, we believe that they've gone to the other side, we're still have those emotions that we want to have them here. We want to be able to touch them. We miss feeling them. The list goes on. So at some point, I came to the right place. He came to the right place so that we could communicate. And he started communicating to me. And how? Well, he channels through me. And that's another example for a show at some point. And he literally brings information to me to share with other pet detectives. There's a group of us. And most of us are mediums, animal communicators. And now, why am I talking about Earth Angel in regards to Sylvester? Right? Tonight's show is a pet detective named Sylvester the cat. You bet. Yes. Well, about 2 years, I'm going to say just about a little over 2 years ago, about 2 years, also 2 years after Earth Angel had crossed to the other side, I was getting a nudge. And when I talk about a nudge, that's a subtle push, and then it gets a little more what's forceful, and it's coming from spirit. It's coming from my guides. It's coming from my teachers, and it's something I have to listen to or be aware of. What came to me was it was time for me to adopt an animal, and basically I'd said I was only going to ever adopt a cat again. Dogs are a lot of work, and my lifestyle didn't fit that anymore. Okay, so all of a sudden, once I was in a place of accepting, I was, well, maybe I'll get a kitty. I was getting a nudge to go look for kitties. And here in Sedona, we have a humane society up here, right in the area here, that has a lot of animals that come and go, dogs, cats, and other animals. And then there's also a couple more in surrounding towns. Well, I said, okay, if I'm supposed to get a kitty, where is this kitty? And I heard this kitty was at the Sedona Humane Society. And I said, well, how do I know it's him? How do I know which kitty to adopt? They told me he was black and white. I says, oh, nice, okay. And then I said, well, how am I going to know amongst a couple black and white kitties he's the right one? Oh, you'll know, you'll know. And this is all about me trusting spirit, because I have been working with spirit now for, oh gosh, end of 1990s, in the way of channeling, in the way of mediumship, in the way of intuitive guidance for other people and myself, okay? So I went to this shelter, and there's a couple ways inside you go through doors. And I chose this one door, and sure enough, there's a kitty that comes to greet me. And this kitty was talking away and wanted to make sure I got its attention. And I said to myself, this must be the kitty that they were talking about. He's black and white, rather large kitty, 10 pounds. And he has what you would call a tuxedo markings. He has black face, white whiskers, white under bib, white paws. And I'm gonna nicely say he's chunky, okay? All right. So I'm still a little reluctant through this, okay? And I need to tell you that. And I came home and I said, okay, supposed to get that kitty, huh? And I'm getting a confirmation, yes, you need to get that kitty. And I went out and bought a little cat carrier. And I just happened to need a shower before I was going to the animal shelter. In the shower is a wonderful place to receive messages. Okay, everybody? If you receive something in the shower, at least for me, it's something to listen to. Well, I was given the name Sylvester, and I'm like, oh, okay, I like that. And so off I went to adopt him. He came home, and he's been here now, I'd say, over 2 years. And one of the first things about Sylvester, I don't know how many people notice animals have become, are more capable of giving us healing than they ever have, okay? There's something that's shifted and changed, and it's in a positive way. Well, this little guy would know if my tummy was bothering me, he'd be curling up in my stomach. He'd know if I had a sore up here, he'd be curling up here. It's almost like he was connected to me, all right? He was connected to me. And at some point, actually the first communication that came from him was with a dear friend who I'm looking forward to showing up with us here at some point, but I guess we'll start with, how does he communicate with me? Well, before the show started, I always do some prayer. This is not all about me. Any of these shows, yes, I'm a tool, I'm a medium, I'm a teacher, and often when I'm teaching, I'm being guided to say certain things, okay? So I put out prayer. First off, I wanted to make sure he'd show up for our show. Well, he's curled up right over here. I can almost touch him, okay? And he's comfortable. And mommy has his treats here. He's only had one at this moment, and he's just now, he's got his head up and he's looking to see. So part of my prayer was, too, for his guides to come in and his teachers. Well, once I did the prayer, he started talking up a storm. And I said, not yet, we need an audience. So if you hold just a moment, I'm going to quiet myself. Okay, can I talk now, Mom? And I'm saying, yes, you can. Let me see if I can bring him over. in a loving way so he doesn't get too upset. This is Sylvester. Okay. He says, great, I'm on the camera now. See, now a lot of these animals, they're back and forth between the cat that they are, but also the special communicator that they are, all right? Okay, can I talk now, Mom? Yes, and your tail is wagging like crazy. I can feel it on my leg. He says, I'm so glad you're all listening. Right now, there's maybe a small group, he says, but there's a larger group that's going to be listening to me. And I'm so glad I can be helping in all of this. Well, Sylvester, what do you mean by all of this? I want to help the animals, Mom. Okay, hang on, I gotta let you go. We can still talk. I want to let the animals help the animals, Mom. You know, there's a whole bunch of animals that were killed up in Washington State. We want to help them. We want to make sure, and when you say we, he's talking about the consciousness of animals, cats, dogs. And he says, they're getting a bad break. They need to truly receive the love and attention that they deserve. Too many people continue to treat them with disrespect. Too many people are ignoring that they are pure, unconditional love, and therefore deserve that unconditional love in return. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you, Sylvester. Wow. Wow. So if you notice that Sylvester works with me in the way of channeling a little bit, huh? And it was easiest where it was like he wanted to get away from me, to let him go so I didn't get scratched. And I will tell you, he can be a scratcher, okay? But this developed over his and my relationship, okay? So you see how he wants to be a detective without saying that? He wants to help the animals. The animals, how many times does somebody on Facebook see something abusive happening to an animal, mistreated? The list goes on. And some of the states are now putting up laws to make sure that owners of animals, owners that abuse animals, are acknowledged for the cruelty they're doing, okay? So Sylvester is one of the pet detectives, okay? And as you probably guessed, Earth Angel also is. But they're in different places, they're in different forms. And they can work a little differently, but the same. So, and I've got another guest who's coming in who's going to help out with some communication here. I want to see if this person is still on board or not. Because she and Sylvester have another interesting relationship in regards to communication. So give me just a minute. And it's interesting, this was Sylvester's idea, by the way. I was given the title of tonight's show, and I was given to do what I'm doing with him and to invite this other person to join us, okay? Excuse me for a moment. And you know what I'm gonna do while we're kind of sitting? I've just sent a message to another person here, and let's see, there was a promise, and basically she didn't have to be here the whole show, but part of it. I want to ask, we have a strong, powerful, and small audience tonight. I want to ask if anybody in our audience is interested in asking a question or sharing a little bit about watching that experience with Sylvester. I see she froze. I don't hope we didn't lose her. Okay. Hopefully we did not lose her.
I'm here.
Unmute yourself. Can you assist me with some time filling here?
Yes, definitely.
What was your experience in observing what was going on? You've seen me work with spirit in that way before, channeling before, right?
Yes. Yeah. No, but I mean, I know with June. I think Christina might be coming on. I just text her too. The Brady. We have a Brady, a cat, an orange and white cat that passed the end of the winter, and he's very vocal with me, and he comes in through Zeus, which is also a tuxedo cat like your Sylvester, but he's, and we also have another one, Onyx, and he looks just like your Sylvester. It's just amazing, our similarities.
Really, wow.
It's amazing. Yes.
Wow.
So it's
yeah. From my experience in receiving his communication, it's almost like, say these words, they feel right, and then all of a sudden they're rolling together, and I'm just talking.
Okay.
Okay. And it's all about trusting when you're working in that kind of a modality. I want to say it's about trust is a big thing about any type of communication we can do, whether it's spirit communication, whether we're choosing to read somebody psychically, or we're going to do some animal communication as we spoke, or I want to say channel. So anyway, now he's taken off. No, he hasn't. He's right curled up over here. And what I want to say is, if he's meant to communicate with, I'm going to say Elaine, who is our, who's a New Hampshire medium, that she can communicate to him all the way from New Hampshire, and I'm here in Sedona, Arizona. So it's interesting, and I don't know if we lost her or what, or she's having trouble getting in. Well, let me see what else I can maybe get from him, okay? Let's go with that. Okay. I love Auntie June. Yes, she and I talk all the time. And it's usually about pet detective business. Sometimes she and I will talk in regards to mommy or her, but most of the time it is in regards to the animals, and have been nudging her and the other members of the group, the other team members, to work on this cold case of the cats that have been, I'll simply say, killed in Washington State. The perpetrator has not been found. The perpetrator has not been charged or taken responsibility for what he's done. Okay, I think that's it for the moment. All right. I'm feeling like this show tonight is turned into more about me trusting communication in regards to him. And it's interesting. he's communicating more through me right now than he has, period.
Mhm.
All right?
Well, that's good.
Yes, yes, ma'am. And I think, Sylvester, did you take off again? I was going to give him a treat and he's gone. So I guess a spirit has a plan, has their own plan for this show. And you know what I'm feeling to do for a moment while I'm in that state that I can get into that altered place is I'm gonna get some communication from Earth Angel, true. And let me see, how can I give acknowledgement to Earth Angel? Hold just a minute. I'm gonna get a picture and bring it up. Okay.
Okay.
This is Earth Angel as a puppy, and it's probably somewhat shortly after I adopted him. Let's see, this is somewhere around 2001. Can you see the picture?
I can. Adorable.
Yes, he's a sweetheart. I'd be out walking and people would stop. I actually had people someplace stop and ask if they could take his picture. So it was like, cool. Yeah. So he's about 3, 4, 5 months at the time.
Okay, yep.
And this is him and I, if you can tell the layout around him, that's an RV that he's in.
Oh.
The carpeted, that's the floor.
Okay.
Then you got beside him the carpet. There's a hump. There's a engine cover.
Okay.
Right. This is going to be probably back in, I'm going to say mid-70s was the vehicle, and that was one of his favorite spots to be because he could be close to mom.
That's right.
When mom was driving. So, so that's Earth Angel, and he's also a part of the team here.
Oh, good.
Some of the work that he's done through me, in some ways similar to Sylvester, is that basically he channels. I go into a deep channel, and I'll do that in a minute. And I'll ask him about an animal who was missing. Somebody may call me, call one of the other members, June or whatever, and will want to know if we can find their pet for them. Well, when a pet disappears, we don't know where they've disappeared to until we ask. Okay? Are they still living here on the earth plane? Or have they gone off to die for some reason and passed on to the spirit plane? And the important thing here is there's 4 of us from the team. There's a main foursome in the team. There's other extras who have some great guidance too. And they can, hello dear June Elaine. I'm introducing Earth Angel 2 here because he's part of our team. And okay, so the first thing to do was to ask where this animal is. And we'll get back to Sylvester's waiting. He's been talking up a storm through mom, giving mom some great experience. Okay? Are you okay, dear?
Yes.
Great, great. And I'm glad for your picture, Sylvester. He was here a few minutes ago and he just took off, but he was here.
He'll come back.
He'll come back, but I also know how good he is in the way of the 2 of you communicating. So I'm putting in a little filler here, everybody, about Earth Angel. So one of the first things that I'll do is if I'm asked, by the way, our person who's joined right now is June Elaine Evans. She's the New Hampshire medium. She is in Newmarket, New Hampshire. And she's the one who started working with the pets in regards to pet detective work. Pet detective work. And has thus formed a group called PDI, Pet Detective International. But along the way, we've got all these animals that are congregating from both sides of the veil, okay? So if I'm to ask Earth Angel, if a particular animal is still here, I will quiet myself, I'll go within, and I have a prayer that I do. I'll do my prayer. And during my prayer, I'm asking that, I'm requesting that key lets me know, where is this animal? And if the animal's on the other side, I usually get a response very similar to, Mom, he's here with me. Okay? And what ends up happening at that point is we then will have to let the pet parents or somebody else know. But also, it's an opportunity for us, one of us, to do some message work from the spirit world to get some evidence and proof that this animal truly is there. Okay. Okay. So it's a little brush up, Elaine, huh? And welcome, Christina. And let's see, the other part here, and this is where Sylvester comes in too, is this pet's alive. Where is this pet? And how do we find it? Okay. Earth Angel in particular has taken me on a spiritual ride, I'll call it. And remote viewing is a very common experience that is used by many of us pet detectives. Elaine, the New Hampshire medium included, very much so. Well, Sylvester, I'm talking Sylvester. Now that's an interesting point. And I need to share with you. Often I will call Sylvester by Earth Angel's name. And I'm like, what did I do that for? Well, guess what? Earth Angel comes in to overshadow Sylvester. That's why that came in. And the animals can do that. Our previous animals that were in a physical form can come in and overshadow one in the physical form. And very often what will happen is we'll see behavior of our animal who is still living here. And what happens, we'll say, gee, that reminds me of such and such. Well, has anybody ever heard of a cat fetching a ball? Sylvester does that. And one of these days I will post, I'm going to post that video. That's true. I've got a very short video, him going fetching a ball. It's a plastic ball. It has a bell inside of it. And I threw it for him. He literally brought it right back to where I was. It's a very short video, but it is on my phone. Okay. That was Earth Angel doing that. That was Earth Angel. So we have an extra guest here who wants to work with Sylvester too. And I'm going to let Earth Angel come in another time, all right? But he's important here too because he's a pet detective member. Elaine, can you unmute yourself, dear? Hello,
Yes,
how are you? How are you?
I'm fine, thanks.
Thank you for joining us.
It was my pleasure, actually.
I was putting some filler in, so Earth Angel's a part of this, right? Earth Angel is a big part of this. And people need to know that when they have pets who are still here, who are here in the physical form, that the loved ones from the other side want to come in and be with us too. So
Yes,
Yep. Can we talk a little bit about Sylvester and your relationship, dear?
Yes, what started it was, of course, you and I being together, you and I in our relationship. But then it wasn't too long after that, then I discovered that I have something called remote viewing, a gift called remote viewing. Remote viewing comes to me usually early in the AM, just before I wake up, coming out of some state where my
Yes.
eyes, I can't see spirit. I have most of the gifts, but I don't have the gift of seeing spirit. And my husband said, just as well as if I don't. But I can see whatever I'm supposed to see through this remote viewing, which is keeping my eyes closed. And one day I saw Sylvester coming to me, and I mean, I know he's alive. I could see him, and I thought he was in a little basket. I thought he was in like his bed or something. I don't know. I don't know anything about Pamela's house. I don't know anything about anything there. She never explained it to me, but he did make a point of me seeing this window, like a bow or window with lots of panes and all of this. And I said, oh my gosh. Okay, so I got a grip on all of that. And when we talked that day, I said, Pamela, any chance, or either that, I can't remember. Did I call you right away? Maybe I called and said, Pamela, where is Sylvester right now? And oh, he's in his perch. And I said, what the heck? What do you mean a perch? And she said, well, you have to climb up to it and all this. I said, okay, well, is there any specific spot? She said, yes, he's looking out his something window. What did you say, Pamela?
He's looking out the window out of the Arizona room. And by the way,
Arizona room.
and I'd say something. The picture you have of Sylvester that you're using on your screen, his head is leaning up against the edge of the carpeted perch.
All righty.
And that's the curtain pulled back behind him. And see the light shining on his fur in the corner?
Yeah.
That's coming in from the window.
Okay, so he was showing me exactly where he was at that precise moment. And I knew that day that I would forever be bonded with Sylvester. How could he show me this? How could this happen? And from there on, I guess Pamela and I would try to chat, and he'd come and bite the phone or something. She can take over now, but that's how I got, yeah.
Well, I don't know how many people can see. There's some nicks on the side of the phone here. Can you see? And
sorry about that.
And June, Elaine, and I have become very good friends and support of each other's work, besides being co-workers together with the animals. And so we're on the phone quite often. And I think it's also partly to do with the fact that there's an old bond between us that we've reignited in this lifetime. Do you agree with me, June Elaine?
Yes, another life. Maybe
a couple other lives.
Yeah.
And so Sylvester is often nearby me when I'm on the phone. And I will admit that, you know, I've had some health issues going on where sometimes June and I will be talking on the phone. I'm literally lying in bed. And Sylvester will come up and I'm thinking to myself, oh, he wants to talk to Earth. He wants to talk to June. So I'll put the phone in his face and he literally starts biting on it. So you can hear the crunching on the other end, right?
I do. And that's when I talk to him and go,
I'm not sure where he's taken off to. I'm going to see if I can go bring him in, okay? Can everybody hold just a moment?
We had another kitty that just came in. I would like to know a little more from Cindy Dupree. I'd like to know more about that cat that just came.
Well, actually, when you made the purring sound, Zeusy just like automatically tuned into you, and he's sitting right here with me. I mean, that's what I felt, and then I looked
Well,
at him, and his
I
ears were
feel like he
going.
wants to talk to me, and so maybe we can do that sometime over the phone.
Yes.
Because if you'll just hold the phone near him, and I can, that's how I talk my boy Lucky, and that kind of. Oh, look at who's there. Hey,
Hi,
handsome. Hi,
Cindy.
handsome man.
Hi,
Hi,
Jean.
Taylor. Guess who gets to see you tomorrow? I get to see you tomorrow. Did you know that? Yeah.
I'm gonna go to Ryan's place.
Yes. We're going to Ryan's. I can't wait to meet you in person.
Yeah.
I'm
Hi,
excited.
Cindy.
Hi, sweetheart. I'm so happy.
I would like a chance
It's
to talk to
Sylvester.
you. Yes, Sylvester.
Okay. It's okay.
Hello, handsome man.
You'll never
Okay.
guess where he was.
I have to ask somebody here tonight. Which one of you either are thinking of or have had spaghetti squash recently?
I did.
Who?
Christina.
You had
I-
spaghetti squash?
Well, my brother had 2 big squashes, and I took them from him, and I fried them with onion and put the spaghetti sauce in them, and
Oh,
I just finished it up last night.
well, that was just given to me by somebody. I
Nobody's
know Sylvester showing off, or what was your cat's name again, Cindy? What's your cat's name again?
Zeus.
Zeus. Well, there you go. I'd like to give him a 10-minute reading and see what we can bring through.
All righty, we'll get that done.
All right.
Definitely.
Elaine. You'll never guess where Sylvester was.
Where?
In his perch.
Oh,
He doesn't go there all the time because that's the hottest room in the house.
Sylvester. Sylvester.
Auntie, you want to say hi?
Come
Say
on.
hi.
No, come on. Sylvester, it's your turn to talk to Auntie.
You know what? He doesn't hear your voice coming out of the phone. That's what's happening.
Oh.
Oh! Here. You got something to tell Auntie? There we go.
Hi, handsome. Talk
Yes,
to
there
Auntie.
we go. There we go, ladies.
There he goes. Yep. Yep. Okay, let's see. Let's see.
I'm going
yeah,
to let him loose. You
Yep,
got the connection there.
Yep. We'll have to.
Sylvester, make it clearer for Auntie. You've got an audience now, buddy. He just hit his ball with the tail.
Okay.
Let's.
He's trying to tell you something that's going on outside. Are you familiar that there might be an animal outside that is not friendly? Do you get that, Pamela?
There have been some coyotes observed in the community that I'm in.
Okay, he's not happy about that at all.
No. And for them to feel comfortable to come into a community where there's, I'm going to say about 200 homes, nah.
Okay.
And a lot of the people, it's a age appropriate community, meaning it's 55 plus.
Yep.
And a lot of people have pets, and a lot of them have small ones.
Oh, okay. How about a Bluetooth? Which one of you ladies is either getting a new Bluetooth or lost a Bluetooth or anything to do with the Bluetooth?
I have a Bluetooth that's sitting in the drawer that I haven't used for a bit.
Well, you might need to do that pretty soon.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So Let me see if I can get Sylvester. He's curled up right here on the floor now. It's almost like he knows he's part of this here.
Cindy,
I know. Treats. Go ahead.
Cindy, is Zeus still there?
Yes.
Do you
He's-
understand, Cindy, if I tell you that he's a Palladian kitty?
Yes.
You do.
Yes.
Okay. That's real important. That's very, very important. He's very special, and I need to know more about him. Yes,
Mhm.
absolutely. And
And
Greg,
Cindy,
Christina's
yep.
kitty. Yeah.
and part of
It's
the reason this group is small is all these animals around us are Pleiadian animals too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sylvester has the strong healing energies that he brings to Mom, and that's because he's. Oh, here we come. Here we come. You see him?
Hey, handsome.
He wants a treat. I'm not gonna treat him. He's a healer, and so is a Earth Angel too. Let's see. And basically, they're coming. It's okay. They're coming to let us know that kitties and dogs and all. Okay, he doesn't want to stay. Let's try it for a moment. Another treat? How about that? And basically is a lot of the animals are trained this way. They can communicate. Okay, he's had enough. They can communicate. They are capable of bringing healing. And they have chosen to reincarnate on this particular planet so that they can help bring forward the unconditional love.
Okay. I'd like to know about Cindy's wrist. You got something going on with one of your wrists?
Oh, yes. There. I've already called the doctor yesterday. I have an appointment to get the 2 shots done.
Okay, well, that's Zeus tattling about you
Oh.
and is asking you to work that wrist, rest of the wrist in some kind of a brace if they haven't given you one.
Mhm.
Also hot water and Epsom salts and then ice too. But I have a wrist issue too, and I won't let them give me the shots. Of course, you have to do what you have to do, but that
Right.
your cat doesn't have to be up in front of the camera for me to talk to Zeus. He just told me about a wrist. How would I ever know that?
You wouldn't, because I didn't even mention it to Christina. I've been in pain with them like for the last couple days.
Okay, hon, there you go.
Yep.
There you go.
Thank you, June.
You're welcome.
Elaine, dear.
Yes.
Earth Angel, not okay. Earth Angel's obviously here. I'm meaning to say Sylvester. See how they do that. Anyway, Sylvester is squealing, and he says that you need to bring Jakey on Zoom too,
Yeah.
and do something like this with Jake.
I would love to do a pet. I'd love to do an evening with the pets, and they don't have to be on the camera if they don't want to. I can hear Zeus. I know.
Well, the point about Jake is not going to be on the camera.
No.
Jake's in the spirit world, right?
Well, yeah, but I can put that beautiful boy on there.
Absolutely.
Yes, I can.
Absolutely. And who else has a pet in spirit? I believe Christina does.
Yep, Romeo. Yep.
Okay. So what's happening with this show is I had my blinders in this way of how it's going to be. All of a sudden, spirit has their own way they want.
Yeah, I think it's going to be huge.
Right. And I was not expecting to bring Earth Angel into the story. It may be subtly, but he's a part of this all too. And Sylvester was the one who named the show tonight. I was sitting at my desk figuring out what I'm doing for this show, what am I doing this night, etc. And Sylvester was lying on the floor behind me a little ways on the carpet. And he was crying. And when he's crying, he's looking for my attention, right? Anybody who's got a cat or a dog, they're gonna do something to get your attention. And I'm here looking at my book with my shows, and I'm like, oh, Sylvester, we want to do a show about you? And I'm like, okay, what's it gonna be called? And all of a sudden I heard a pet detective named Sylvester the cat. Can you talk a little bit about how the egos pop up in these animals, June?
How the
Go ahead.
how the
person,
eagles?
pardon?
Did you say eagles?
Ego.
Oh, the ego. Oh my God. Oh,
How, like for example, Sylvester is very, very good in his communications.
yes.
And like he's an adult, I'm going to call it that. And then all of a sudden, the cat within him appears.
Yes. They have lots to say. The animals, that's just the point. The point is they don't have a voice, so they're depending on us ladies to
Yes.
help. And Sylvester wants me to know he's like pretty much the top cat, and specifically a case that he's hoping that we'll work on, where there's some murders of cats in the state of Washington, which
Right.
we just got to find somebody that'll listen to us girls, just because when they find out, Cindy and Christina, when they find out, and whoever else is listening tonight, when they, meaning the humans, the police, the whomever, sheriff, whomever, finds out that I'm a medium or we're mediums and animal communicators, they're very politely saying, yes, we'll get back to you. Okay, yeah, well, and I never
Yeah.
hear again. Well, that's not fair. I can take it, but it's not fair to the animals. The animals on the other side have rights, and the animals on this side are helping find, and come on, you know.
June, while you're talking, Sylvester is still sitting on the carpet. He's probably about 2 feet away from me. I could put 2 feet lengths between him and I. And he's listening as we're talking, and his tail's going up and down, up and down. It's like he knows that this show is about him,
Yes.
but he also knows how important it is.
Well, he wants the Cat's Meow, a page on Facebook, to come from this show tonight and get like Cindy and Christina and whoever else is interested on the Cat's Meow, and we're all going to discuss, have a place where we can all talk about what's going on. Now, I know darn well that Zeus is quite capable. In fact, Zeus has plenty, I'm sure, but also quite capable of talking to his mom. He hears everything she says, and he can even tattle and tell me some of the things she said to somebody today. So watch out what you're saying about me behind my back, Cindy, because Zeus will tell me.
He knows it's all good.
And Cindy, Sylvester comes up with the craziest things too, in regards to me, and it's like squeals. He's
Oh no.
yeah. So this grouping, I'm going to call it, of the pet detectives, whether it be you, June Elaine, myself, another couple members, one is Rami Bueller from Australia, and another one is Mari Cartagenova from Massachusetts. And now we're talking about the animals. We're talking about Earth Angel. Jake, your beloved lab, and what else was he? Elaine, he had Labrador and something else. He was a big dude. It's a big dog, but a love. Jake, of course, now we're talking Sylvester. And we're talking about Cynthia's kitty. And Christina's too, I believe. So it's almost as if, and I need to say, the higher energies universe has put all these pieces in place around us. And it's about us trusting it. It's about us training and working with what we have been gifted. I never communicated with a cat before like that. He now chooses to work with me. He and I have bonded so that we can do so. And beloved Earth Angel, he and I, we were very well bonded. But there's a bigger picture here of all of this. Elaine, any comments here, sweetheart? And who do we have a picture of now?
Well, I have to put Jakey up there just for a few minutes because he's sitting
There he
here
is.
asking me, he's asking me for some peanut butter.
Yes.
Jakey, you can wait, honey. But he's also wanting us to know it's, yes, it is Sylvester's night tonight, but the dogs, don't be forgotten. He is with Sylvester, and there's another one. Okay, let's see.
Okay, Lucky's there too.
Yes, my lucky boy. Lucky boy is here.
And Lucky's a kitty cat, right?
Yep, Lucky I found, helped save him after somebody had thrown him out of a car going about 40 miles an hour. They threw him out the door, and the man across the street saved his life to a certain degree, but Lucky was terrified. Lucky was abused horribly, and I happened to be at the pet store. I mean, the vet with another kitty of my own. The day I saw Lucky in a cage, and I asked him what I just saw his eyes and Lucky. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. I just looked at him and I said, "So what's the story about this beautiful kitty?" And he said he had to put him down. And I said, "Why?" I was like, "Oh no, you're not. Oh no, you're not. You can't do that." And he said, "Well, he was, he told me, and then he can't get along with the barn cats." He was a very wealthy man. He said he can't get along with the barn cats, can't get along with the domestic cats, and we just don't have anything else to do. And I said, "Look, if you'll get everything done for him, his shots and all of those things, I will take him home and give him the best love. And please let me. Please don't put him to sleep, please." And he said he wouldn't. He would go along with that. And it took me about 3 weeks for Lucky to get to trust me, to come to me the way. But once he did, I got him. I didn't push. He had his ways, and he stayed around. And then we were together 10 years. Then Lucky passed, but he had Loving for 10 years.
Wonderful, wonderful. And Jake reminds me of Earth Angel because he's got that dominant color of black, and I'm looking to try to see his eyes in there. They're somewhere. It's like, beautiful dog. So, is anybody else who is on the show here with us now? First off, I want to give a thank you to Christina. If Christina happened to notice, figured out how to put up all, what do they call it, display?
Oh, yes, the gallery view.
Yes, ma'am, I did a little bit of time for it, and guess what? We've got it. We've got everybody up on the screen here. And come to find out, it can go up to, I think, 49 people.
Wow.
yeah. So anyway, but comments or questions here before we close here, everybody. Interesting, we've got all these animals around us. Isn't that amazing?
It's standing room only.
And that sounds like Arthur.
That's what I just heard. Sorry about that, ladies.
No, but it's perfect. It's
My
wonderful.
alarm letting me know that I have something to think about other
Okay.
than,
Okay. And all right. Anybody else have something to share? It's, I mean, powerful, small but powerful group, right? And just the right people are here. Christina, you've been a little quiet, sweetheart. You got anything to share?
I'm just listening. No. I like listening. I'm glad that Zeus popped on too. And Sylvester. I always like seeing his face.
Well, for the couple of you ladies who came in a real in the middle of the show, which is fine. I need to say that. Sylvester actually came through me more than he's ever has done before. So this has been an important, very important experience for me. So and to have June Elaine, the New Hampshire medium here, and oh, this Lucky.
that's
Yes.
Lucky,
Yes.
my handsome baby. Hi, sweetheart. All the animals want to do is let everybody know they have rights too, and they have a lot to say. We're not done. This is only the beginning. What Pamela's doing, the animals are thanking Pamela for bringing attention. Pay attention to the animals.
Yep.
I'm intrigued.
And the way I interpret it, June, Cindy, Christina, and anybody else listening, they've been giving us unconditional love for years. It's time that they receive it back from wherever it can come. It's like it needs to be multiplied back to them. And all of this crazy stuff that still has gone on in regards to abusing, neglecting, and hurting animals has to completely stop. So that's one of the underlying, and who's this? I know who it is.
I'm putting him up because Lucky asked me to. This is one of the cats Lucky's hanging around with on the other side. His name is Mystic, and he was murdered.
He's one of them from Washington State, right?
Exactly. He's another Palladian kitty.
Yes.
And we're just going to do something about that. I'll get all our friends. I don't know about you, Pamela, but if you and I put our friends together, we've probably got about 8,000, maybe 18,000 friends. And we'll get all of our friends and we'll go viral about this. I'm afraid there's going to be another kitty murdered. And if that's true, that'll be number 15. It's awful.
I'm going to see if I can pick up Sylvester here for him to say some greetings before we close here, okay?
I hope so.
Hopefully I don't get scratched because he's
Well, while you're doing that, Cindy, please make a date with me so I can talk to Zeus, because what I would love to do, if it's okay with you, if Zeus can give me some evidential mediumship, which he already did tonight, in 10 minutes or less, he gets to be able to join me on, excuse me, as one of my guide cats in the feline unit of the Trojan horse, because he's that clear. I mean, he made it quite clear.
Yes, he's pure. He's one in a million.
Well, I would be honored to work with him on occasion.
Thank you. I will contact you.
Okay, hon.
Yes, will do tomorrow.
And where are you? Help me again. Aren't you in Raymond too?
I am.
Well, I
Yes.
say we got to get a bunch of girls. We got to get we're going to get some people together. I say it's time, whether we wear masks or we don't wear masks or we stay 6 feet apart or something.
Mhm.
I don't know, but let's get a gang of us girls together.
I totally agree.
Yep.
Yes, I'm looking to it. Whenever it's good for anybody, I'm game.
Okay.
Ladies, Sylvester's being a cat right now. Okay. And I pulled out some treats. These kitty cravings, by the way, June Elaine, they have shrimp in them.
Okay. Well, the
All
next
right.
time that Sylvester and I have our little love fest, please try to record it so people can see the antics that that cat goes through and the stuff that he shares with me. Oh my God.
Well, and I got the nudge to figure out how to take this little recording on my phone and put it on YouTube. Recording of Sylvester retrieving a ball for me,
Okay.
which is Earth Angel overshadowing him and doing what dogs do. Okay?
Yep.
Awesome.
You take care of
So-
that wrist, Cindy.
And I want to thank you, June
I
Elaine, for
will.
coming in.
Thank you, Miss June.
You were wonderful help. I want to thank all the others from the spirit side of life who showed up to help. Earth Angel, Lucky, Romeo was here too, right? Who else is a spirit animal? Oh, Jake. That's right. Okay. And want to thank all the guides for their assistance. Sylvester's guides and teachers, my guides and teachers. We love you all. Thank you so much. And thank you, ladies, for showing up and being here to support the animals and to support this work with the animals. I know I love them dearly.
That's
And
Romeo.
Oh, handsome boy.
Hi,
And I
Cindy.
know you all love them dearly too. And this is what it's about, is about getting their voices heard and assisting them in receiving unconditional love that they truly deserve. All right, ladies, have a great night. Take care. Real quick, tomorrow night I'm doing a group channeling with the masters. If anybody has any interest, please let me know. I already have several people signed up, so it's definitely going to be a go. Next week, all right, Messages of Love from Heaven will be with pets. Why not? Messages from our pets in heaven. That's going to be Wednesday night. And Thursday night's show is undetermined at the moment. And what I need to let people know is I will be taking a hiatus, a couple weeks, 2 to 3 weeks off for health reasons, beginning the following week, the week of the 9th. So I'm looking forward to bringing on some new things to do. I'm getting a nudge to teach a mediumship class, and that would be a weekly thing, and that's going to be coming September. So anyway, big hugs to everybody, lots of love. Be safe, be cool, and be well, okay? Till next time, take care.